there are two scenes I want to talk about in this episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba that we saw, and I think that everybody knows what I'm talking about. The first one is very clear with this picture itself because this scene, it was you felt Tanjiro's bloodlust here because you see that his comrades in a way, like even though he's not worked with them or anything, they're still comrades for Tanjiro because in the end there's the people who were working within the demon corpse and everything, and he was one of those demon slayer corpse, and he was these people were one of his own comrades. So to see them like die right in front of his face after he had saved them, it really filled him with rage and sorrow in it, I would say, in a way. And that's the reason why you see this bloodlust, and the whole scene itself was done so well. I could say just the way even Borgai, he felt Inosuke, he felt that whole bloodlust coming out of Tanjiro, and he was the person who's very annoying and stuff throughout the last two episodes. Like he was like, I would say he was annoying Tanjiro in a way, and he was going very much loud mouthed and everything. He was going all in with this shit. So you see this guy just go completely blank for a second there and be like, yo, we should just go keep on moving. And you never see Inosuke do that. It's mostly him competing with Tanjiro to do better things. That's basically what we have seen so far with Tanjiro and Inosuke when it comes to the other things. But here's a completely different thing that we saw from Inosuke, since he felt the bloodlust from Tanjiro. He certainly became a very, I would say, wary of the situation, and he then suddenly changed his tone on how he spoke and everything, which I think so is it's a pretty good writing, I would say, and a pretty good scene too, to just show that Tanjiro is angry. And not only I would say that scene did well, but I think so most of us would be filled with anger after watching that scene for this antagonist that we see. But I think so. The way they wrote this stuff, the way the writer wrote this stuff, to bring this to this point where you actually feel anger for an antagonist, but just when you feel like, okay, the antagonist is, I'm feeling the rage. Finally, we're getting to see the antagonist get killed, and then all of a sudden you see the scene where the antagonist is actually like smiling and stuff, like she was given a merciful death by Tanjiro, a peaceful death by Tanjiro in a way. So for that, you feel for the character at this moment, because the character had lost hopes at this point. She had no hopes of surviving. All she cared about was, okay, I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die a pretty horrible death since there's a demon slayer is gonna come and kill me. But Tanjiro, on the other hand, he's, I think so, he's the kindest MC I've ever seen. Like, I don't know what to say, because this man gives even the villains the most merciful death I would ever imagine, because I have never seen any main character be like, even after he's so angry, he's so, like, he has lost so many things due to certain character, they show mercy towards this character. And Tanjiro, he realizes that these demons, they they aren't demons with their own will, to be honest. And Tanjiro used a very merciful strike to basically end her life, which is, I think so, a pretty good thing, because this is what I would say kindness in a way, because he just gave the demon what she deserved, the kindness she deserved. And I think so, that's what I think so makes this episode a pretty good one. I think so this would most probably be a top tier episode in my list if I had to put it correctly, just because of the way it was written, it was animated, especially. Have you ever seen someone's head get cut off, and you actually feel it's an antagonist, and you actually feel that this antagonist and does so much bad for the characters, but the writing is what's getting me into this antagonist, and you feel for this antagonist that you just saw die right now, and it's just like, I feel like I feel like she deserves it. She deserves it, but not in a bad way. She deserves it, but she needs to be released in a good way. That's just basically it. Her spirit's been released, and that's a peaceful way to end it. That's what I felt there when she was decapitated by Tanjiro. Without any doubt, this was a pretty good episode for me in Kimetsu no Yaiba. Last few episodes, they were just a build-up episodes. I wasn't like looking forward to them as much as I'm looking for this episode because this was magnificent in my book. This is a pretty magnificent episode. Most probably a 9 out of 10 if I had to put it correctly. Just puts every single point there. Even the OST was on point. Animation has always been the top-notch work for Ufotable. I just said Uportable, okay? Ufotable. Like it's been such a good. It's just been such a good journey so far, and just to see one more good, goddamn good episode, I just had to put that point there. Uh, and yes, Zenitsu is still finding Nezuko. Hopefully, he finds her one day. So, anyways, let me know what you think about this episode of Kimetsu no Yaiba, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, peace.